This video is going to be an absolute mess. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Lizzie and I'm a Disney Plush collector from the UK. So happy Tuesday. I'm sorry that this is a video I have been promising since January. I said in December I wouldn't get a chance to put it in my Vlogmas schedule, it would come in January, and then it didn't because of the Disneyland Paris trip I didn't tell you guys about. I obviously knew I was going, but if anything were to happen, for example Joe was ill a couple of weeks before we went, and then I was ill the week before we went, I just had backup videos in mind just in case the trip didn't go ahead, but luckily it did. And if you didn't catch the vlogs, I will leave a card up above to the playlist. And at the time this video goes up, there are new Disneyland Paris vlogs coming very soon from my birthday trip, so if you would like to see those videos then please make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you don't miss those. So there are a couple of ranking videos I need to film and I thought I would start going through those. It's very stressful to do it in my current setup because they are all just dumped on the bed behind me. As you can see, I'm making no attempt to hide it, but I used to do it over by my wardrobe, but it's a much tighter space there. I've got room to move around here. I can put them down by the side once I've shown them to you, and obviously they're actually displayed over there as well, so if I did want to I could just go and put them back one by one, but then I won't be sat in the exact same place, so I'm probably not going to do that. But I am here with my Mickey Mouse the main attraction ranking. These were released last year every single month, although there were some delays. If you haven't seen my playlist where I reviewed each in detail one by one, I will leave a card up above because this is purely a ranking video. There is no point me going through in order 1 to 12 showing them to you if I'm then going to reorder them in my ranking, and they are really messed up in my ranking. I don't think any of them follow any kind of pattern that they did originally. So if you want to see any of them in detail, the playlist has each of their separate videos in there. I do also need to do a ranking and a reordering, which I've spoken about a few times, of the Mickey Mouse Collectors Club, but judging by how little space I've got to sit down on my bed with all of the Mickeys, I'm really going to struggle with boxed Mickeys. So I'm not sure how I'm going to film that video, but it will be coming, just not very quickly as I don't know how I'm going to do it. So obviously before I started filming this video I took them all off their shelf. They are currently sat in front of my Minnie Mouse the main attraction, which I will be doing some videos of the two collections together at some point as well. Who knows when that's going to be. All of these videos were planned for very early 2023 and that's just not gone to plan. But it's a shame that the Mickeys cover up the Minnies because they are so beautiful and I would love them all to be side by side, but I just don't have the space unfortunately. So I've got my trusty lint roller with me because some of these are a little bit dusty, I noticed, so I will be cleaning them as I go. But this is just going to be a very quick ranking of them and a little explanation as to why they are where they are. I found the bottom to be incredibly easy, the top to be fairly easy, and then the middle 6 to be really difficult. So when I was ranking these, I actually planned it in my phone in January because I planned to put this video out in January, and then when I was writing them down 1 or 2 changed, which I think is important to note because the middle 6 I really struggled with. They could all just sit tied, to be honest, but the bottom 3 and the top 3 were really easy. And I did watch back my Minnie Mouse the main attraction ranking, and if you didn't see that video from 2021 I will leave a card above, baby Lizzie, and I have noted down where each of them sat in my ranking so that I can kind of do a comparison. So coming in dead last at number 12, and it should be no surprise to you because the Minnie was also dead last, is August's Dumbo Mickey. So the reason he is dead last is much the same as the Minnie, to be honest. I don't like the colour scheme. I always consider Dumbo to be pastels because of the Disneyland Paris attraction, and I believe the Disneyland attraction is pastels as well. This colour scheme is Walt Disney World, and even though this is actually for Walt Disney World's 50th, Minnie was for Disneyland's 65th and they didn't do the colour scheme properly. So it makes me think they were always planning to do both collections and have one coincide with the 50th, because they seem to have put more emphasis upon Walt Disney World than Disneyland, which you know I hate. So unfortunately, Mickey, Dumbo Mickey, you are dead last, just like your significant other. And then coming in number 11 might be a shock to a few of you. You'll have to let me know what you think of my ranking in the comments, and let me know what your personal top 3 would be, because for everyone it's going to be different. It's going to depend on how you think it looks, what the actual attraction means to you, all that kind of stuff. So coming in at number 11, when the Minnie came in at number 7, is Space Mountain Mickey from January. So this was the first one we saw of the collection, obviously, and I was really disappointed. I hated the goggles, the outfit didn't show enough of this gorgeous galaxy print skin, and I just thought it looked really, really tacky, and unfortunately my opinion on that has not changed in the entire year since it was released, unfortunately. Sorry, Mickey. So coming in at number 10, when the Minnie came in at number 8, is the Firework Mickey. Even though I said in his video that he's done better than Minnie, I am just not a fan. The castle is on the back, so displaying them the way I do, you don't even see the castle when it's meant to be based on the castle and the fireworks. The fireworks just look a bit messy in places. I don't like the hat. He could have just had the ears. I suppose it's meant to be like a New Year's outfit, but I just wasn't a fan of this one. I was very underwhelmed, and for the last one in the series you always expect it to go out with a bang, and it tried it with the fireworks, but it just didn't hit for me. So coming in number 9, this is quite close to the ranking of the Minnie. It came in at number 10, and you can just really feel the disappointment I have for my favourite attraction being done so dirty. So number 9 is Small World Mickey. His ear has bent again. He was one of the ones that came in just a bag, if I remember correctly, so I've got to kind of sort that out. But I just feel like even though the outfit was really nice, there's a little bit of 3D. It could have just been so much better. The waistcoat material is just mainly screen printed, and I was just really disappointed. It was a nicer one than the Minnie, hence why one is 9 and one is 10, but looking at the Mickeys that came after, it's clear that they could have done better with this one. Coming in at number 8, when interestingly the Minnie was number 5, is Peter Pan Mickey. Whilst I quite like the raincoat and hat outfit, it just isn't one of my favourites from what we had in the collection. There were so many better ones, and this is where I'm starting to find the middle bit is really difficult, because I like them but not enough to be in the top 3 obviously, and I don't dislike them enough to be in the bottom 3. So this is where I'm really starting to struggle. He was a little bit higher originally. He was actually a little bit lower originally, but then I moved Small World down because I think Small World could have been executed better. So this is my number 8. Coming in at number 7, when the Minnie came in at number 4, is the Teacups Mickey from March. Now this was the first big delay that we saw. It was pulled before it released because of quality issues, and it didn't release until September. I was very silly and didn't buy an English one like I said I was going to, and once they went into the sale they sold out and I didn't get a chance to get it. But mine was from Shanghai because I just didn't want an incomplete collection. I didn't trust Disney to execute the relaunch very well, and they didn't, because I think they dropped it on the exact same day as another Mickey. So budget wise I might not have been able to afford to get both, so I'm glad I did what I did. The thing that kind of bothers me about this one is even though the cups are cute, I can't display these on a shelf like I do with my Mickey memories, because this one is significantly taller than the rest of the collection. So they are just in front of my minis for now, because I don't know where they're going to go purely because of this one. There are some with hats on. Peter Pan I've just shown you has a feather, but the hats are ridiculous and I don't know where they're going to go. Coming in dead middle at number 6, and funnily enough the Minnie was also number 6, which shows that it's just okay. It's a good Mickey, it was a good Minnie, it fit the brief, it did what it had to do, but it isn't one of my favourites, is the Jungle Cruise from November. It's a really good Mickey, but I think this is where it starts to come down to, well, Jungle Cruise isn't one of my favourite attractions. It's where personal preference starts playing in. It fits the brief, but there are much better Mickeys coming. Coming in at number 5, when the mini came in at number 9, is the Carousel Mickey. Now this is the one that makes me expect more of the Small World Mickey, because this one's got a really thick rope belt, some fur on a cape. It's got a lot more detail and it's just executed better. It feels less cheap than the Small World one does, so this is why I expect more of the Small World one. Number 4 is very interesting, as the mini was number 11, but it is Pirates from February. I really loved the hat. I thought it was really nice. The coat is also nice, and the sash as well. I just think he was executed so much better than the mini, but again, he's not top 3 material. So if you know my ranking of the minis, or you can just see to the side of me, you will know that the 3 that are left are personal favourites of mine, but they were also in my minis top 3. They are just in a slightly different order. So coming in at number 3, when the mini came in number 1, is Tiki Room Mickey from May. Again, we've got an ear problem like with Small World. If these were sat on a shelf like my Mickey Memories, then their ears would bend to where they need to sit and stay there, but because they are stood up, there's nothing pushing their ear back. And the reason they're not on a shelf is because of the Mickey that has all the teacups on his head. So I really love this one. It kind of reminds me of a dad on holiday. My dad wears a lot of shirts like this, and if we go on holiday without him, we bring one back. He had one from the cruise last year. It's just a really cute one, and I think it was executed brilliantly. And then this one's staying the same. Number 2 was also number 2 for the minis, and it is the Haunted Mansion. I really love the mixture of fabrics and textures. I love how they've implemented the Haunted Mansion wallpaper, and I just think the colour scheme is perfect as well. So that means in first place, when the mini was 3rd place, is Big Thunder Mountain from September. I just absolutely love this one. It's got some lovely detailing on it, and it matches the mini really well, and it's just so beautiful. And now I've got the not at all fun task of having to put them all back. Some of them for some reason fall over on their stands because they're too heavy, so I have to put mugs underneath to stop them from doing that, but it's not the same across the board, which makes me think they don't all weigh the same, and I can't be bothered to weigh them just to prove a point, but I just know from how they sit on their stands that there's a weight issue. So that is it from me. That is my ranking of the Mickey Mouse, the main attraction plushes. Like I said, I want to do some Minnie and Mickey attraction content, but it is just finding the time to do it because it takes a lot of planning beforehand. It takes up a lot of space, so the video looks a bit messy in places, but I will be bringing that content to you at some point. So please make sure you're subscribed and ring the notification bell so you don't miss that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and I would love to know your top 3 down in the comments because, like I said, it will differ from person to person. I will be back on Friday for my first vlog of our Disneyland Paris trip. This is where we go to London the night before, so we're not in Disney yet, but I really wanted to do a little bit of a London vlog as well, so I hope you will join me then. Have a great week, and I will see you on Friday. Bye friends!